Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to Social Studies class for the grade 7. Today inshallah we're going to learn lesson number 15 which is about modern Japan and economic activity. Let's start. In this lesson we will explore and learn about some of the major port cities and manufacturing centers of East Asia and Southeast Asia. We will examine their economic impact on the UAE. Let's see the vocabulary. Hokkaido, Sapporo, Japan, fishing industry, Osaka, Tokyo, Kyoto. All of these are cities. I think they're Japanese cities. Okay. Exports, imports, US dollar, Emirates, Arab Emirates, dirhams. Let's start. Activity number 1. What products do people in the UAE buy from Japan? What products do they think people in Japan buy from the UAE? Okay, products from the UAE to Japan. I wrote here historical stuff, but also fish. What do you think also can UAE to sell to Japan? Usually we don't think about this. We thought that only Japan, or maybe this is for me. To be honest, I thought like only Japan is selling things to the UAE. I didn't think that in exchange the UAE also sell things to Japan. So I thought of fish, historical stuff. What do you think? Right here, the third thing or think of a product that UAE sell to Japan. Now, products from Japan to UAE. Here we have a lot of examples. One of them is what? Vacuum cleaner. A lot of vacuum cleaner companies are from Japan. What also? Phones. We have also phones. What else? What do you think products we can bring them from Japan? Think of it and write it down. Okay, let's read the text. Trade between the UAE and Japan. Imports. What do you think the meaning of import? We have import and we have export. Remember, if we have this suffix and prefix, this is a suffix x. It means what? It means something out. If we have this suffix im, it means something inside. So imports, things or goods are coming to the country. Exports, things that are going out of the country. Okay. People in the UAE buy products from many different countries. People in the UAE sell products to people outside the country. Products that are bought from outside the country are called imports. People in Japan buy products made in the UAE. Products that are sent out of the country to be sold are called exports. In 2017, people in the UAE bought products from Japan totaling over 6.9 billion US dollars. The most popular items were cars, delivery trucks, vehicle parts, and rubber tires. Okay, let's see the things that are exported from the UAE. Products that are produced inside the UAE but sold to people outside the country are called exports. In 2017, people in Japan bought goods from the UAE totaling more than 18.8 US dollar. To be honest, this was like a shock for me. I thought that UAE is buying more stuff from Japan, but the reality is that Japan is buying more stuff, or the total of what Japan is buying is more. But why? Do you know why? Let's see the good. It's what? The main product was crude petroleum oil. We have to remember that petroleum oil are more expensive than all of these stuff. Cars, vehicle parts, rubber tires. Of course, petroleum oil is more expensive. Now let's see. When country exports more goods by total value than it imports, the country has a trade surplus. It means that they have a lot of money or they have enough money. When a country imports goods by total view, it means that the country is bringing things from outside more than what it sells to another countries. The country has a trade deficit. Why deficit? Trade deficit because it's buying more than selling. Think of yourself. You have, like, let's say, your budget, then you are buying stuff more than selling. Of course, you will have a shortage in your money, right? This is called trade deficit. When you are selling things more than buying, then you have enough money. This is called surplus. When a country imports the amount of goods and it exports, there is a trade balance. When the country imports and exports at the same time, then the country has a trade balance. We have this picture, your friend in grade 9 drew it. I really loved it. See? Summarize everything. Things that are coming to the UAE is buying it from Japan is called import, and things that UAE is selling it to or are selling it, is selling it to Japan, it's called export. And here, if the import more than export, means we are buying more than selling, so we have deficit. If we are exporting more than importing, so it's a trade surplus. What if the import buying it was equal to the selling? This is called trade balance. And of course, if the country has a trade balance, this is something good. So its economy is what is good. The economy of the country is good according to the amount of exports and imports. Now, are cars brought from Japan and sold in the UAE called imports or export? What do you think? From Japan, sold in the UAE. So this is import going to the UAE. Do you remember M? We said inside. Because they are goods brought from outside the country. List at least 5 brand names, shops or products that are from Japan. You may see them in centers, malls or online. I wrote Daiso, the name of the shop. Also Hitachi, it's the name of electronic devices. Here we have 3 blank places to write your own answers. What do you think? Think around you, things that are from Japan. What do you think people in Japan use the crude petroleum oil for? What do you think? Cars, trains, ships, or let's say transportation. What also do you think they're using the petroleum oil? What do you think of inciting factories? We know that Japan is a country that it has a lot of what products and it's producing a lot of stuff. So what? Also, they will use petroleum oil to generate machines in factories, also for electricity. Now, let's watch. We have here an exercise, but first, let's watch a video about what we spoke about. Deficit and surplus. Of course, this video is only an example. It gives us the country of United States as an example to explain these 2 terms. Let's watch.
President Donald Trump complains that America's trade with the rest of the world is out of balance. He's right. For decades, the U.S. has consistently run trade deficits with the rest of the world, and especially with China, Japan, and Germany. So what exactly are trade deficits? You get them when you sell less stuff to foreign countries than you buy from them. When the opposite happens, when you sell more abroad than you buy, you get a trade surplus. The US routinely had trade surpluses with the rest of the world until the 1970s. That's when Japan, China, and other Asian tigers emerged as economic powerhouses. Critics say America loses jobs when it buys more than it sells abroad. One Washington think tank says the trade gap with China killed 3.4 million American jobs from 2001 to 2015. And a trade deficit drags down the economy. In 2015, for example, the trade deficit cut American economic growth by more than 1/5. But trade deficits aren't all bad. People buy foreign goods because they're cheaper or better. Think Belgian chocolates, German luxury cars, and inexpensive electronics from China. And it's not clear what you can do about them. If you try to limit foreign products by taxing them, other countries are likely to retaliate by taxing what you try to sell them. Then that can drive up prices and limit choices for Americans.
So, this video explained for us the meaning of deficit and surplus. Let's see here the exercise that we have. Okay, now they are explaining for us how to calculate the total value of the exports and imports and how to know if the country has a deficit or a surplus economy. Next time, inshallah, we're going to answer this question and then we're going to complete our lesson. Wish you all the best and see you in the coming class. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.